Hi guys, this is Amardeep Srivastav and this is the continuation of lecture series on concept through question, and this is the basic maths question which I have taken from vector integral. I rate this question as moderate plus, or you can say that it is a standard level question which can ask in engineering services examination conventional as well as for gate 2 marks question. This is the standard level of question, and in this question it is given that we will have to evaluate this integral, that is this vector integral for the given function, and the required function is given as integral c 2x minus y unit vector I 2x minus y unit vector I minus yz square unit vector j minus y square z unit vector k dr vector. Okay, now for the reason which we have to evaluate this integral is given by, it is a boundary of upper half of the surface. C is the boundary. You will have to be very much focused about these terms, because without this you cannot solve such type of problem. It is given that C is the boundary of upper half of the surface. What is the surface? Surface given is x square plus y square plus z square equals to 1. What is x square plus y square plus z square? It is a sphere, solid sphere of radii 1. Okay, so you will have to be very much careful about the given boundary, because vector integral calculus or vector integral problem you cannot solve it through the direct hit and trial run. So you will have to be very much careful about the boundary condition which is given in the concerned question. Now moving towards the concerned question, what is the reason or space given? Reason given is upper half of the surface of what? Surface given is x square plus y square plus z square equals to 1, let's say. Okay, now if I will let's suppose that z equals to 0, what will be the equation come? It will come as x square plus y square equals to 1. So you can say that this equation is for what? This equation is of circular plane lying on the xy axis, or you can say that having center 0 0 and radii is 1. So let's draw a two-dimensional figure for x and y having the radius 1. Okay, now if you will add z square equals to 1, and it is also given that we will have to talk about the upper half of the surface. So from z equals to 0 to z equals to some height, I am just drawing this figure. So it is a semi-spherical surface is generated. For this semi-spherical surface, we will have to calculate the value of the integral given. Okay, this is a semi-spherical surface which is lying on the xy plane. You can say that. So this is a semi-spherical surface which is lying on the xy plane. Okay. So now it's very clear. Now we have drawn the reason for which they have asked about the integral of the given vector calculus. Now, as we have decided the space or the surface, we will have to know which equation or which theorem we will have to apply, like Green's theorem, Gauss divergence theorem, or Stokes theorem. For this, you will have to identify the surface, that is, it is open or closed, or it is a surface or a volume. So it is a closed volume, as it is given that it is an open surface. It is an open surface which is bounded by the closed curve. You can say that bounded by closed curve. So open surface bounded by closed curve. If you haven't gone through my previous question based on the Gauss divergence theorem, I have discussed the detailed about Green's theorem, Stokes theorem, and Gauss divergence theorem. You should refer that lecture, and now you can easily judge which theorem you will have to apply to solve this type of problem, to reduce the complexities of the given concern vector integral calculus. Okay, now as it is an open surface bounded by closed curve, so you will have to apply Stokes theorem. What is the Stokes theorem? Let's start with the Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem states that Stokes theorem states about the vector integral, about the closed curve. When the curve is closed, you can say that when the curve which is having some boundary condition and it is lying on the xy plane with some upper surface region, and in this region it is bounded by closed curve, then you will have to apply by the Stokes theorem. So what is the Stokes theorem states? It states that for a surface integral S, double integral for a surface integral S, curl of that vector field, curl of that vector field for the surface, for that surface will be equals to closed curve integral for that vector field, that is line integral for that vector field. So you can say that you need not to remember Stokes theorem, but you have to keep some of the point in your mind so that it will be easy for you to grasp the formula. So that for Stokes you will have to move from surface to line. As I've already mentioned, for Gauss divergence theorem you will have to move from surface to volume. As in the name it is given as divergence, so you will have to apply the divergence of that vector field for Gauss divergence theorem. Okay, so moving further, you can say that this is the Stokes theorem, Stokes relation, Stokes given. What is the vector field F? Vector field F is given as, what is the vector field F? It is given as 2x minus y. This is the vector field F, 2x minus y unit vector I minus yz square unit vector j minus z square y square z unit vector k. So on putting, what you will get as, let's say if you will have to apply the Stokes theorem, if you will go through this part, it will be a time consuming part. So I will go to right hand side part. Why I'm choosing for right hand side part? Because it will reduce the complexity and it will reduce some complexity. You can also solve it through the left hand side part, taking the curl of that vector field and dot ds, but I will choose to go for line integral, for a closed curve line integral. Okay, now what is the plane through which the surface is placed? It is an xy plane having a radii equals to 1, that is a circular plane. We have x square plus y square is equals to 1, keeping z equals to 0. It will lie on a plane, that is xy plane, and here I am taking z equals to 0. Okay, now C lies, that is a curve C lying in xy plane, so you can say that it will have 0, z equals to 0. Now converting it in polar form, what you will get, x equals to r cos theta, radius is 1, so it is x equals to cos theta. Okay, y equals to r sin theta, r is 1, so y equals to sin theta, and z equals to 0. As I have I am talking about the closed curve which is lying on the xy plane. Okay, what will be the dx will be equals to minus sin theta. Okay, now what is the integral which is given as? Integral is given as integration of a closed curve C, f, that is 2x minus y dx. I'm just taking about right hand side equation, this one. I'm just talking about Stokes theorem, this part of the equation, so that will be easy for me to solve such type of problem. 2x minus y dx minus y z square dy and minus y squared z unit vector k minus z y square z into y square z dz. Okay, this is f of z, you can say. Now I have taken the curve which is lying on the xy plane, so z will be 0. So deleting these two factors, we need not to deal with this factor. Now as it is a circular plane, what will be, let's convert it into polar form. It will be more easy for me to solve it, this such type of equation in polar form. I'm just taking x equals to cos theta, y equals to sin theta, and z equals to 0. Okay, if I am taking this, then you can write it as integral, what you can write it as integral for a closed curve C. Let's say if I have taken x equals to cos theta and y equals to sin theta, then what will be the limit of theta? Theta will be, as it is a circular plane, we are moving from 0 to 2 pi, so theta will be equals to 0 to 2 pi, that is theta ranging from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, now on putting in this closed curve equation, what you will get, theta will be rise from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, and what 2x, that is 2 cos of theta minus y is sine theta. What is dx? Dx will be equals to minus sine theta d theta. Okay, I'm just differentiating this term. I'm doing nothing. Dx is minus sine theta d theta. Okay, these two terms will be 0, so I need not to carry the burden of these two terms. So on moving further, what you will get as minus integral 0 to 2 pi to sine theta into cos theta. I'm just keeping these factor inside. Okay, cos theta, sine theta, cos theta, d theta minus integral, sorry, it will be plus integral 0 to 2 pi sine square theta d theta. Okay, now this is the basic integral or basic trigonometric functions. You can easily solve this by using the factor 2 sine theta cos theta is sine 2 theta, and also sine square theta is, you can write in terms of cos term, that is 1 minus cos of 2 theta by 2. On putting these two factors, let me solve this problem. So what you will get as integral 0 to 2 pi minus, it will come as cos of 2 theta, that is, sorry, my mistake, it will be sine integral from 0 to 2 pi 1 minus outside. I'm just solving this equation, that is minus 2 sine 2 theta d theta plus integral 0 to 2 pi, what I will get, sine square theta 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2 d theta. Okay, so what you will get, minus, on integrating, what you will get, it will be sine 2 theta is what, cos 2 theta by 2 minus 1 minus outside will be plus, that is cos 2 theta by 2 integrating from 0 to 2 pi plus, what you will get, 1 by 2 d theta, that is 1 by 2 into 2 pi minus 0, that is 2 pi minus what, minus 1 by 2 cos 2 into 2 cos 2 theta is sine 2 theta. Okay, 0 to 2 pi. Okay, this whole factor will be 0, as sine integration from 0 to 2 pi is always 0, so you not to worry about that. This 2 and this 2 cancelled out, and also cos 2 theta by 2, you can write it as 1 by 2 minus cos 0 is 1 by 2. Okay, cos, okay, now plus pi. So on solving further, this 2 will be cut, this 2 will be neglected, and the answer will be pi. So you can see that how I am solving such type of problem. You need not to take burden, because there are some phobia in vector integral, but you can see that if you know how to choose the boundary, if you know how to solve such type of equation, just start. Initiation is a difficult part, but solving such type of problem is very easy. Just form the reason given and then proceed like you know everything, like putting the questions, knowing the surface, and then deciding which you will have to apply, like Gauss theorem, Green's theorem, Stokes theorem. Okay, if you haven't watched my previous lecture, you can go to the previous lecture and you can watch where I have discussed that for which curve you will have to take which theorems, Stokes divergence or Green's theorem. So this is the way to solve such a problem. If you haven't joined my Telegram channel, you can join my channel, and I will provide such question there also. So thank you.